Hello beautiful people, welcome back to your girl Georgia's World. Today we have with us the beautiful Reanne, the owner of True Essence Organics, joining us today.
Hi everyone.
Reanne is a 29-year-old entrepreneur. She holds a BSc in psychology, an MSc in human resources management, and an advanced master herbalist diploma. At the age of 23, she started her first business, printing t-shirts. Still hoping to attain a job utilizing her degrees, she job hunted for a couple of years. Countless applications and an average of 12 job interviews later, she decided to pivot when she got an idea for a new business, True Essence Organics. In January 2020, the online herbal store True Essence Organics was launched. Within 2 months of starting, she had to pause operations due to the pandemic. In May 2020, business resumed and it has continued to thrive. Her products have helped several persons with hormonal imbalance, polycystic ovary syndrome, fibroids, those who simply want to detox, lose weight and live a healthier lifestyle, and she has also helped couples who have been trying to conceive for some time start families with her fertility products. In April 2022, her products became available at Extra Foods. Her goal is to have her herbal teas available at all leading groceries and pharmacies.
So in the biography, I would have mentioned the job hunting process.
Yeah.
What was that like for you?
It was tough. It was really tough because I remember like throughout the day, the entire day, you'll just be on Caribbean jobs looking at things that you can apply for. Like even stuff that wasn't in my field, wasn't the psychology or HR field, just like administrative assistant, and you still won't get called. And then even if you do get called, you won't hear back from them after the interview. So it was a really difficult process for me to go through.
And you mentioned 12 interviews.
Yeah. So imagine like every time you get a call, you get excited, you put on your office wear and you go, and then you just not hear back anything after that. What's that?
So you should be a boss in taking interviews now.
You would think so, yeah.
I also can relate to sending out a whole lot of applications and not getting any positive feedback. You got 12 interviews, I didn't get any. So I could relate where that was concerned. But being home and, well, not being employed, I know that is a struggle. How was that for you? And what would you say to persons who are going through that situation right now? Because, you know, this channel is about offering hope to persons and letting them know that they are not alone.
Yeah. Well, for me, through that, it was extremely, it was a very depressing moment in my life. I know I would have pulled away from a lot of my friends, and I would have pulled away from you. And I don't know if you would have taken it personally, but it really wasn't personal. Like, I just wasn't feeling to be around anyone. Like, you don't know the direction your life is going in. Like, it's a very unmotivating thing to really go through. And I think what ended up helping me, I guess, I never really tell anyone is like that, but I guess pride after a while. Because like after you hit rock bottom and you really look at yourself and it's like who have I become? Like after a while you just kinda have to like get yourself together. So I guess
you were meant for more.
Yeah, I don't know if it's to put it as pride, but but at some point you really have to like look at yourself and know that, you know,
This is not you.
This is not me, you know what I mean? And like I guess that would really help me out of the struggle and maybe start to like put certain things in place, because the business idea didn't come one time. It came after I started putting things in place. Like I started going to the gym, like doing things just to make myself feel better. It wasn't instantaneous either, but it helped slowly. Like even like, you know, redecorating my bedroom, making it a lot lighter. Just from before it was very dark and like changing up the entire environment. It really helped my mood and yeah, made the process a lot more bearable.
So you would have mentioned you were in a really depressed state and you would have pulled away from friends and you wondered if I took it personally. Probably I did, but I've learned that life has a way of helping you understand other situations because probably around that same time, I'm not sure how old Hadassah was. I think I was pregnant when you had already pulled away. Yeah, I was pregnant, and then after having Hadassah, I would have gone through a really dark season as well. So even if at the moment that you were going through your stuff, I didn't understand, that season would have helped me to understand how depression is because sometimes you look at somebody, you look at Reanne, and you see she has so much of family support, she's beautiful, so even if she doesn't have a job, she still has a lot of things going on for her and you wonder, what are you really depressed for? But the thing is, persons can look at me and say the same thing, like you have support, you have a decent family and all of that, but when you live life long enough, you know that depression comes and it comes as a result of different things and it's not that we're asking for it or anything. So I feel like life has a way of helping you understand person's situation. So you hear a lot of persons talking about being self-made. Do you feel like you are self-made or do you feel like you would have had support?
I would have had support for sure because I wasn't working anyway. I didn't have a source of income, so like my dad, he would have helped us like significantly in terms of giving me an allowance, so I was actually able to save and buy stuff to test out certain things, the sampling of certain things that I would have bought in like smaller portions just to try it out and see. So I guess that allowance really helped in the building up process of my business. It helped with the funding, the initial funding of the business.
It's beautiful that you would have had your dad to support you like that. I believe a community of support is very important to success. But what other things do you think would have contributed to your success as a business owner?
I think some of the other things that would have contributed to my success was me being true to myself and putting that type of energy into the business. Because I know when I started, I wanted it to be different from the other herbal businesses that there are out there because there are lots of other herbal businesses out there. And I wanted mine to stand out in terms of branding. So I would have, made the prints more fun and lively with different tribal prints on it and stuff like that. I know I want
the one where you have the afro.
Yes, like the hairbirds. Yes, and I wanted it to stand out because especially when it comes to social media advertising, having an interesting looking product is what would really gather attention on social media. I also wanted my social media page to be really transparent and educational, talking about the different herbs and their usage and also, various health issues that a lot of people are actually facing that they don't really talk about as much. So I wanted to have that on my page because oftentimes people think that in order to be successful they have to, hoard all the information to themselves, but that really isn't the case. I believe that when you share freely, success comes to you, especially when you're doing it from a really genuine place and when you really want to help others.
Wow. So after visiting your Facebook page, I would have seen that your products would have really helped persons. I would have seen a lot of positive reviews from customers. What would have inspired this particular business idea?
Well, originally, when I first got the idea, it was supposed to be about selling natural beer. Like that's how it originally started off, and then it took a life of its own after that, where I started looking into herbal remedies or natural remedies, and like the more research I did, the more I was like, okay, this makes sense. This is something that a lot of people need, So that's how it started.
and the name True Essence Organics. How did it come about?
It came about like pretty much instantaneously when the idea came. The name came one time and it just felt like it suits me at a period of time where I was at where I really wanted to get back to being myself, being my true self, so true essence. It made sense.
So within the 2.5 years of you being in business, it seems that you would have already gathered a decent amount of success. What would you say is at least one of your highest points of success in your business, and what would you say to other persons who want to have their own business? What advice would you give to them?
One of the highest points in my business was finally getting my products into a grocery, like walking in and seeing my products on the shelf. Like that was that was a really big deal for me. What I would say to other people who are trying to achieve success in a business is do a lot of research and make sure that the business path you're going to take, that it's profitable and that it's relevant, especially in the Trinidadian climate, like make sure that it's relevant. And some of the other things I would say is, don't feel like you need to be this particular idea of what people think a business owner is supposed to be. You need to sit up straight, you need to wear the suit, you need to have this particular aura about you. Like, just be yourselves. And and put the energy into your craft and making the business speak for itself. And that's what I'll say to others.
That's beautiful. So we would have spoken a lot about success, a lot about business success in particular. But what does success mean to you, like generally or holistically?
Success to me means being at peace while achieving your goals, and also respecting your timeline. Because a lot of time, especially with me, I can get in my head about achieving this goal at this particular timeline, and then when it doesn't happen, self-doubt and all of that creeps in. And like it shouldn't be like that, like as long as you're working towards something, like leave it to God to sort out the timing of things.
Trust the process.
Yeah.
That's something I always say. Trust the process. Let God handle it. Yeah, because a lot of times what we do is compare ourselves to other persons and their journey.
Yeah.
But all in God's timing. Reanne, your story truly is an inspiring one. I always say that you are one person that inspires me without even saying a word. And I really think that you would have gathered a lot of success over your 2.5 years of being in business. But what would you say to yourself, looking back now, after you have gathered all the experience, all the success? What would you say to yourself in that dark room, being unemployed and depressed? What would you say to yourself then?
I'll say to myself that it gets better. Sometimes when I think about that period of time, like I have a lot of regret for how I spent my early 20s, like being so down on myself and like. Because it was like 3 years of just being sad. And I have a lot of regret about that, but I can't take it back. So like what I'm trying to do right now, I say try to relive the past, but I can't do that, but at least enjoy life. I think that was my regret back then, is that I didn't enjoy life. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. Do simple things that I enjoy, like actually going to do like a painting class, a watercolor painting class. Just like fun stuff, bring up my artistic side, like stuff like that. Because I think it's really important to not just always be about business. Cause I'm not a typical business person. I wouldn't say that because my business doesn't define me. There's so much other things about me that I enjoy doing and stuff like that. So yeah, that's the only thing I would say. Yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned though, you have a regret of not being happy for about 3 years.
Yeah.
But something I am learning now is having self-compassion and learning that sometimes it's okay not to be okay. And being a part of Women United, that's a women's support group that I'm a part of. It would have really assisted in helping to teach me that lesson. I remember there was a particular time I wasn't feeling well at all mentally. I was expecting my monthlies, as we call it. And my mind was whack, hormones were jacking me up. And I was feeling really emotional, and that was around the same time little Kimani would have passed away, and the story was just developing on social media, and that was taking a toll on my emotional state. And I would have shared that in the group, and I feel like after I shared that, I saw a whole lot of other persons seeming like they were depressed as well, so I felt a little guilty that I would have shared that negative information. And because the truth is, I like to share only positive. But in that moment, I just felt like, so this is a women's support group, I'm going to share how I'm feeling and stuff. But then I felt like the result was that other persons were feeling that kind of way. And then I kind of confided in Kishaya, which is my sister-in-law, who's one of the leaders of the group, that I felt bad, that I shared that, and another person seemed to be responding negatively as well now. And she would have said, I think a lot of the ladies, like they actually in that season as well, where they actually going through some mental struggles, and that is life. It's full of highs and lows, and for those of us who may be going through a season of unemployment and depression as a result of unemployment, there is hope. You are not alone, and according to Reanne, it gets better. So Reanne, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate. I'm happy to hear that. So thank you so much for looking, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. And if you like my hair and makeup in this video, I got my hair done by my sisters-in-law, Chantal and Kishaya. Thank you so much. I love you all. And my face was done by Goddess Phaces. Her page is on Instagram, so you all can check her out. Thank you.